What's going on YouTube? Dr. Ironbat Prime 2.0 back again with a new video. And for this video, I figured I'd do my top 10 favorite characters that came from Batman the Animated Series. Because, well, I'm a massive diehard Batman fan at heart, and I'm also just a really big fan of Batman the Animated Series. It's still one of my favorite shows till this day. I love it, I enjoy it, and a lot of things have been pulled out of that show to enter the comic book universe. And for this list, I figured I'd talk about my top 10 favorite characters that came from that show into the comic book universe. And just be warned, there will be some spoilers, so if you haven't seen Batman the Animated Series, what the heck? Come on. Just get the freaking box set at your local movie store or get HBO Max. One or the other, do that. And then come back and watch this video. So, let's start the list off at number 10 of characters that came from that show. Taking the 10th spawn list is Annie. Even though this is a character that's only appeared like one time, she's kind of made like a small difference. She would become a close friend and sort of like a love interest to Tim Drake Robin, but near the end of the episode, we would find out that she was actually a part of Clayface and would start to merge back with him. So she's apparently like a bit of a mystery at first, but then near the end of the episode, we find out she's actually, a part of Clayface, and that's the thing. I mean, she remains a mystery. But also she appeared in, one of Batman's stories, Batman, The Adventures Continue. If you don't know what this comic is, it's basically a story on, think of it as, Season 4 of Batman the Animated Series. And she actually makes an appearance in, one of the issues. So, yeah. And if you're a fan of Batman the Animated Series, Batman, or you want some reading recommendations, highly recommend reading this. I mean, the comic is still going on until this day. It's been going on for months. And you should definitely pick it up just to support the comic book industry. Number 9 goes to Baby Doll. This is a character and or villain that's appeared for 2 episodes, but reason why she made the list, she was just a crazy, insane person who, didn't really have any abilities, but was stuck looking like a baby. But she would only be happy when she was with her TV family, but would also suffer with a lot of brain damage on thinking she has a multiple personality. But that's when Batman would stop her and would also bring her to justice. And she's also become a character that's, I guess you could say, is in a way related to Two-Face, where it's like a two-personality kind of thing. But overall, I could definitely see this character appearing in Batman comics as a main villain antagonist. Number 8 goes to Nora Freeze. Even though she's not a living character, she made the list because before, Mr. Freeze, had, the origin of, Nora Freeze being in his life. He was just a crazy psychotic villain that wore, a crazy colorful costume, but when Batman Animated Series was created, even though she's just a character who's slowly dying, she's become a very, important role to Mr. Freeze, the Batman mythos, and without her, we wouldn't have the Mr. Freeze we all know in the world of comic books. Without Nora Freeze, we wouldn't have the Mr. Freeze that we all know today. And heck, Mr. Freeze became one of my favorite villains in, Batman's Rogues Gallery. Number 7 goes to Hardac. Sure, it's just a machine and a robot, but I like how, in a way, it's very Terminator-esque looking Batman, and there's just a lot to say about it. In a way, this was basically a computerized machine meant to do a lot of things, but later on, it would be rogue, and it would just start to be a Terminator-esque Batman, and, even though Batman ended up stopping him, it was just a really cool villain to have on the show. And yeah, that's the thing about Hardac, so now you know. Number 6 goes to Lockup. This is a villain that was able to jump straight into comic books because of how brutal, awesome, and insane this guy is, because I mean, Lockup was, used to be a cop that worked at Arkham Asylum. He was a former cop who had a thing for treating villains the wrong way, would break a lot of rules here and there. Heck, even threw Commissioner Jim Gordon in prison. And I could definitely see this guy like appearing in Batman movies, animated movies, heck, even playing a massive role in a comic book. So, yeah, that's how popular Lockup is. Halfway at number 5 is Renee Montoya. She's basically one of the cops that has made more appearances than, well, Harley Quinn, who I'll get to later in this video. And she's also a character that's, been fighting side by side with Jim Gordon, Harvey Bullock, and just being one of the main members of, the GCPD. And there's a lot to say about this character. She was basically a character who had a thing for fighting alongside Commissioner Jim Gordon and GCPD, and I like how she had some important roles here and there. And not only that, but she became so popular of a character, not only she made her way into the comic book universe, but also in the comics, she became the second person to take the mantle of being the Question, and she would even be, in the Birds of Prey movie. All that happened, so there's that. Number 4 on the list goes to the Judge. The Judge is basically a character that's, I guess you could say, is like an anti-hero because he wants to bring law and order and bring justice, but kind of does it the wrong way. He was basically a character that had a thing for a judge, jury, and execution, and not just threatening villains here and there, but same goes for normal citizens, Batman, and, later in the end of the episode, we would find out it was actually Two-Face with a third personality. So yeah, even though in the end we find out it's basically Two-Face, I overall like the Judge and how it's like a secret third personality for Harvey Dent. So now we all know that, Two-Face was once, the Judge. And I could definitely see this happening in the future of Batman comics and everything. Taking the top 3 is the Grey Ghost. This is a very D-list character because I quite enjoy the Grey Ghost from, the one episode he was in, which was titled Beware the Grey Ghost, because the Grey Ghost is basically Batman's idol, Batman's icon that he grew up with as a kid. When I was a kid, I looked up to Batman, and when Batman was a kid, he looked up to Grey Ghost. He was basically, Batman's idol. He was basically a character that was just a fictional superhero, but we would later find out that he was a character that wanted to fight crime just like Batman, and heck, Batman would even team up with him, and Batman would even fanboy out. That's why he made the list, and why he's number 3. And the fun and cool part about this episode, of Beware the Grey Ghost, when he was in the episode, he was played by none other than Adam West, aka 1966 Batman himself. We had 2 Batmans in this one episode, so yeah, that was awesome. Taking the second spot on the list is the Phantasm. Sure, the Phantasm might not be a popular villain like Bane, Joker, Two-Face, Riddler, Mr. Freeze. I mean, the Phantasm is a cool villain, but just doesn't have a lot of, and I wouldn't say underrated, but overall, Phantasm is just a really cool character. I mean, this is a character that was in Batman, the Mask of the Phantasm, and her real name is Andrea Beaumont, and I really like the take of her being a Grim Reaper-style Batman, but also this character is one of the reasons Bruce Wayne became Batman, and heck, Phantasm has even returned in the world of comic books. And if you haven't seen Batman Mask of the Phantasm, definitely check it out. I mean, get it on DVD, check Netflix, check HBO Max. Come on. I mean, if you're a diehard Batman fan, you should definitely check out this movie because Phantasm, let's just say Phantasm is just a very important character in the world of Batman. And taking number 1 spot is Harley Quinn. Pretty sure you could have taken a really big guess, but yeah, Harley made the list. She became number one for many reasons. I just like the fact of, well, she's Joker's love interest and partner in crime, and she became such a big deal and such a popular icon with the Mad Love episode and everything. And not only that, but she became popular in many other ways. Not only she became popular enough to get her own comics and all that, but she also got her own animated series, was portrayed multiple times by Margot Robbie, and she's just that popular of a character. And that says it all on how popular she is, and why she's number one. So, thank you guys for listening to what my top 10 are, but I do have some honorable mentions to add in. And the honorable mentions go to Red Claw, Calendar Girl, Farmer Brown, and Sewer King. So, thank you all for watching. I really hope you liked the list, and really hope you enjoyed the video, but thanks again for watching. And just to wrap it up on the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already, along with hitting the bell so that way you are notified whenever I upload my next video. But also don't forget to, well, hit some comments and hit thumbs up. I'm always reading comments and I love it when I get a thumbs up. And don't forget to also follow me on social media, and I might follow you guys back. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, Cosplay Nino, TikTok. All my social media names are right here, so follow me. I just might follow you guys back. But until my next video, guys, I will be seeing you all, well, see you all in my next video.